All right, so we cut back from commercial for one of Jericho's various businesses in South Bend, Indiana.
Yeah, this is probably for like
This one,
his pawn shop, because he's got a pawn shop. He's
his pawn
got
shop,
a patio furniture
and
store, and he's got a
Mhm.
fishery.
a fishery, which is
Yeah,
why
yeah.
he knows all about gutting fish and stuff.
Yeah, he's a fish monger.
And the weird thing is, in all of them, it has the same three bikini babes, and
Yep.
they're all wildly out of place in all three of them.
Yes, that's absolutely correct.
But we come back, and the wrecking crew is currently just wrecking the shit out of our giant friend, Mr. Kent Platt. So, is anyone going to? Mr. Pillar, is there anything you would like to do?
Okay.
Oh, geez. Do I know that Kent Platt is part of the Heavenly Crew?
He is not part of the Heavenly Crew.
Oh, well then I don't. Wait. So the guy who talked to Rick Collins,
Yeah,
said he was his number one, but isn't part of the Heavenly Crew.
he's his number one like opponent.
Oh,
Yeah, he's.
Well, then I help
we're-
Rick Collins.
Okay, so you're beating.
So
up
I would probably,
Kent too.
I would probably help. Yeah.
Okay, so this is
And
a
I'm
really
a heel, so like
uneven-
that's underhanded shit.
This is really uneven, and it's not even, the match hasn't even begun yet, and there's one other person who has to be part of this match before we can begin proper.
Oh, really? You don't say.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is going to happen here as Kent Platt is getting beaten down. If at a certain point, as it looks like he might be getting tossed over the ropes and just taken out of this entire thing, and maybe it's not even going to be a fatal four-way. Before anything's even happened, this guy's going to go out from Dex and Rex. A loud popping noise just stops everybody in their tracks. And then just like... and Blackeye Bonnie comes back out on the motorcycle, riding over the slowly deflating ball that Mr. Pillar failed to throw actually backstage.
Yeah.
And it just, and like she rides over with the motorcycle and just like all the air just comes out in this loud noise. And then she does like a hockey drift stop with the motorcycle and just doesn't bother to put the kickstand up. It like the bells clang as it just like falls over onto the ground. One guy in the audience who's a motorcycle enthusiast is like, "What are you doing?" And then she like just like jumps up off of the engine block and just jumps up and like swings off of the rope and drop kicks one of Dex and Rex.
Okay. And then this gives our good friend Kent the ability to throw the other one off, and then he slowly crawls his way into the ring. Rick crawls his way into the ring. Do you guys get into the ring?
Oh yeah,
I'm in it.
Okay. So the announcer comes into the middle of the ring and holds the microphone. The following contest is a fatal four-way match. And the audience goes, they just start losing their gourd. They're just like, which means that there are no disqualifications. Weapons can be used. The only way that you can win is to pin another opponent. And violence is acceptable. And the crowd goes nuts. So basically what that means, guys, is if you want to draw blood or use a weapon, you will roll plus real. And then then the announcer goes, just to remind everyone of the stakes of this match, if the Archangel loses, the Ring Regent tournament begins anew. If Mr. Pillar wins, he becomes a member of the Heavenly Creatures. If Kent wins, he gets to challenge he gets to become the number 1 contender for the FWIW championship belt. And if Bonnie wins, she becomes the number 1 contender and is put high seed in the Ring Regent tournament. So with that, let's get a wrestling. Ding, 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 ding. And then we are going to start with Rick having control.
Okay.
So Rick
Sounds good.
Immediately rolls out from underneath the ring. And the crowd starts booing because, like, you know, he's a real piece of shit. Everyone hates Rick Collins except everyone.
I didn't realize Jericho McManigan was my dungeon master.
Everyone actually loves Rick Collins, and the first thing he does is he starts going underneath. He's pulling out just so many things. He's pulling out folding chairs, folding tables, kendo sticks, fluorescent light bulbs, garbage cans,
tatami mats.
Yes.
Yeah, no, those come out too.
Yeah, just they're all there.
Weirdly enough, a door comes out.
Wow.
And
hollow core, solid core.
He's just pulling. He's hollow core. That's all hollow core. A ladder or two gets slid out from underneath.
Where did they
he's
keep
just like
this
throwing
stuff?
these bad underneath the ring. So like if you look at a ring is kind of like a big old trampoline, kind of. So it has a lot of like support structure underneath that can hold down a lot of shit underneath it. So they're just pulling. He's just pulling.
Is there a piece of Jericho McManigan's patio furniture under there?
Actually, it's weird. He pulls out one of those sandwich boards with Jericho McManigan's face on it. And Jericho is
MVP.
He's very excited because he always knows that FWIW is good for some free promotion as he watches his merchandise get smashed over the heads of another dude. South Bend always gets a fatal 4-way because he gets to sell some of his merch. So anyway, he comes in and he grabs the sign and he runs over and he goes to smack Mr. Pillar. And he breaks the board over Mr. Pillar. He goes,
wow.
You have to earn your spot in the heavenly creatures.
I'd like to point out.
Brother.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna. Is this? This is. Who hit me with the chair?
That is Rick Collins.
Oh, I don't have anything with him yet. Fuck.
Let's just say you have a heat, just because why not?
Oh, have a single one? That's
because he's been stopping you from joining the Heavenly Creatures.
Yeah.
So like that feels like a good reason.
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah. So
and you can
I interrupt
gain heat
him
too. So okay, cool. So
I interrupt him. Is that how you hit someone with a chair, brother? And I grab another chair from the ground and smack him across with it and try to break it across him.
Okay, can you please roll plus real?
Can I use heat instead?
For hardcore violence, you have to use real.
Oh, I was looking more for a chair shot, but
yeah, it's kind of weird.
Like
oh, okay. You know what? Okay.
Crowd pleaser.
In that case, we will we'll have you roll heat instead, because you're not going for blood here.
You're not like legit trying
I'm
to
just
hurt
like
him.
Yeah, this is all part of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I would ever do anything that's like plus real. So with heat, that is 7, 8, 9.
Nice.
9. Okay. So with a 9, you can retain control and transition to the next sequence, or actually, so in this case, we're gonna have you take control. Or wait, no, you're in control.
Okay.
You spend a momentum to gain control. You are now in control of the match. So you can get that momentum back if you like.
Oh,
so I'm at
Yeah, because you interrupted him.
Cool.
Got it.
Yeah, so you interrupted, but then you hit a heat move right away. So, all right, cool. Now you are in control, Cody. What do you do?
Oh, from here?
Yep.
So I guess I continue to just pummel down on Rick Collins.
Okay.
I think at first, let's see here. I kind of want to use a power move because that's like my stat, baby. Yeah, I think he like as he staggers back from the chair shot, he goes for a. I think he's just gonna go for a good old fashioned power bomb, picks him up and just
Hell yeah.
drops him.
Perfect.
All right. I assume I roll with plus power.
You roll with plus power.
Yeah, baby. Oh no, baby. Oh no. What is the minimum to not botch a roll?
You have to get a 7 to 9.
Okay, I'm gonna spend 1 momentum to put myself to a 7.
Nice.
Okay, so on a 7, you can retain control and transition into the next sequence, or you can give an opponent control and gain +1 momentum.
I'm going to give it to somebody else to gain that momentum back.
All right, who do you want to give it to?
So it's
You
Rick.
can give it to Rick. You can give it to Kent, or you can give it to Bonnie.
I'm gonna give it to Bonnie.
Okay.
That might be a bad move, but why not?
All right, so Bonnie, how do you insert yourself into this? So these two guys are beating the ever loving hell out of one another, and then you run in and you start taking control of this match. How do you do that?
Okay. So what the audience sees is Bonnie after having routed Dex and Rex with Kent. What's his last name? Not Pillar.
Kent Platt.
Kent Platt.
Yeah.
Yeah. After having routed the duo, as Rick Collins and Mr. Pillar begin their infighting, she sort of like taps Kent on the shoulder and like leans in and like they're having like this like little whispered conversation almost. And I'm gonna try and like convince him to like team up with me.
Nice.
I don't know if I roll anything for that or
why
what
don't
happens.
you roll? Why don't you just give me a straight up and down roll? You guys are both faces, so you don't have any heat with one another.
So just a roll, 2d6, okay?
Yeah, just give me a regular old roll.
Regular old roll is an 8.
An 8. Okay. Let me think here for a second. Okay, I'm gonna say this is a break kayfabe moment.
Okay.
So actually, if you rolled an 8, can you add your real to that, please?
So it's a 9 then.
Okay. Then here's what we're gonna.
Let me look at what break kayfabe is for. Blurred line. Holy shit! +2 momentum.
Yeah, so you get +2 momentum. But you lose the support of someone backstage. So.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna have you do.
That sounds good.
Basically, creative is not happy that you have convinced Kent to help you out in this match.
All right.
So that might be complicated for you moving forward. All right. So now what do? You're still in control.
Okay. Yeah. So we go in and as Mr. Pillar power bombs Rick, and just makes it. Kent I sort of like point at the two of them and like point at us, and you see the audience sees a few movements, and then we both like run in, SEAL Team 6 style, like synchronized, and Kent just like fucking body slams on top of Rick Collins, who's already on the ground, and then I'm gonna do I'm gonna jump onto Mr. Peller and do like twist my body around him to then lock my legs around his head and pull him down to the ground.
Okay, that is going to be, I want you to roll plus work.
Cool.
The fuck?
Okay, so that is a naturally a 6. I'm going to spend 1 momentum to pull that up to a 7.
Okay. Cool. All right. On a 7 and 9, you can retain control and transition into the next sequence, or give your opponent control and gain +1 momentum.
I'm going to retain control and transition into the next sequence. So as Mr. Pillar goes down and Kent is just like throwing these elbows into Rick Collins's gut as he's just splayed out on the floor, I stand up on top of Mr. Pillar and I light a cigarette.
Ooh.
And then I sort of push it, and I push it down and I put it out on Mr. Pillar. Really quickly, I'm brushing it across my fingerless glove so it's not gonna leave a permanent mark.
Cool.
But I am.
Yeah. How about?
I'm trying to sell this.
Okay,
I'm feeling like it could be either heat or real. I don't know. It's up to you.
I'm actually gonna say, roll plus heat against Mr. Pillar.
Cool.
Oh no! Don't do that.
14. I rolled a 12.
Nice. Okay, so on a 10 plus, you hit it great. The crowd is just they're going nuts. Oh my god, we can't believe this. And you know what? I'm actually gonna say, you rolled plus real, right? Oh no, you rolled plus heat.
That was heat.
Yeah. So you gain 2 momentum.
All right.
You gain a heat with that opponent. So
I gain another heat with Pillar.
Yeah,
well, I think actually he was the one who gained the heat. Hey!
Oh! What is your heat with Mr. Pillar right now?
+3.
+3. Okay. Cool. All right. Now, you are.
I continue to maintain control because I rolled high.
Yes.
Okay.
Rolled really well.
So I feel like help me out here, Cody. How would Mr. Pillar react to this?
Oh, I mean, he's hating it. He's like, ah,
yeah.
Oh, when I get my hands on you, and he's trying to grapple you as well, but you've got you've got this right now.
Okay, sure, yeah.
So he's just kind of
okay,
but I'm not gonna interject on this one.
No, yeah, I know it just says here in the rules work with your opponent to determine what happens in the details. So I was trying to bring you.
Yeah, he really plays up the pain.
Okay, cool.
He can hear the crowd going crazy. So he's like,
yeah,
oh,
The crowd is absolutely just obsessed with this. Is this the first time you've done this move before?
Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah. This seems like a new gimmick thing.
Okay, so and they're just oh my god, she that is such a person who escaped hell move, and people are just they're going nuts, they're applauding, they're cheering. The referee is standing right there as you're doing it, and he just can't do anything because this is a fucking fatal 4-way. There are no rules right now outside of pin the other person.
Okay, cool. So what I'm gonna do then is I feel like oh, I've got it. Okay, so Mr. Pillar starts to grab onto me with his fucking beef arms and ends up flipping it over. So instead of me being on top of him, he's on top of me. And then I start I've got my hands crunched up against me, and I start just throwing sort of almost MMA punches at Mr. Pillar's face. And he's just just tanking it, ugh. And he rears back he's gonna headbutt me, and then Kent comes in and headlocks him. And I don't know what move I should do, but I kind of want to if I land it, I want to pass control to Kent.
Okay. Then I want you to Kent put him into a headlock. Is there any? So you want to pass control to Kent? You can do that if you just want to.
Oh, I mean, I guess I could do that. I guess like I don't know if I should roll something for like, you know, the hits I was doing against. I'm trying to look at what's
okay.
around here. Like it kind of feels like if you work with your opponent to execute a memorable sequence.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Like like I can roll heat with Mr. Pillar, and then if I hit it, then I can pass control to Kent.
Yeah, that sounds great. Unless you roll a 10+, but that's possible.
Right? Yeah. Well, we'll see. I do have a +3 now. Jesus Christ! I rolled a 13. I'm trying to give it to somebody else.
Okay, so you retain control. You gain 2 momentum.
Oh, I get to pick one. I either gain 2 momentum or gain +1 heat with my.
Oh, you get to pick one. Whoops. I misread that.
That's okay. What we'll do is we'll keep momentum where it's at, and we'll say last time I picked heat, and this time I picked momentum.
Sounds great.
And you know what? I think it's going to be a better match if I just pass control to Kent. So Kent's got it.
Okay. Cool. So Kent has Mr. Pillar in a headlock, and then he actually goes up to do a spirit bomb or a power bomb on Mr. Pillar, and the crowd is like losing their. Or no, he does a power slam. Let's do a power slam instead of a power bomb. People have seen a power bomb already. He's doing a power slam, and people are losing their minds because they're not used to seeing Mr. Pillar get picked up. This is well outside of what people are used to seeing. So they're just like, Kent, platoon. Then someone in the audience goes, "We love you, Kent." And then Kent comes. He pulls back, and he starts running back and forth between the ropes. And then he does a clothesline on Mr. Pillar. And then Mr. Pillar goes down, and then he looks down. He looks over at Bonnie. He picks up a fluorescent tube, and he smashes it over Bonnie's head. He goes, I'm sorry, but at the moment, it's everyone for themselves. And he smashes it over your head. And then he runs over and he starts wailing on Rick Collins, who at this point Rick Collins has started climbing up to the top rope because he sees everyone is distracted. And he seems to be going for a missile drop kick, but Kent catches him out of the air, spins him around, and then throws him down into a side slam.
Ooh.
It's pretty brutal. And so
would you describe it as a
Kent
Big Bang catastrophe?
I would not. I would never say anything like that about this completely original character. But yeah. So Kent, or rather Rick. Kent is completely in control right now. He picks Rick up by his hair and he goes, "It's time to clip those wings."
Oh fuck!
And he pushes him back and attempts to go for a super kick, but Rick catches the leg of Kent and reverses it into a Boston Crab. And the thing is that Kent had been out of commission for a little while because he had injured his right knee. And so it seems like Rick is putting a lot of pressure on that right knee, and Kent is like screaming. He's like, no. And but submissions don't count in this one. It's only pins. So it just seems like Rick is doing everything in his. All right, spend 1 momentum.
It's only 1. All right, sweet.
Or is it 2?
Let's take a look.
1 momentum, yes.
It's 1 momentum. Yeah, I'm going to jump on Rick Collins' back as he's throwing out this Boston Crab and tear his fucking wings off.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
I want you to roll plus luck on Rick Collins, because this sounds
Luck-
like it is pretty
luck?
flashy.
Oh, look. Okay.
Oh,
I was
look.
like, luck? I don't think luck is a stat in this game.
I'm pretty sure that's just the dice.
I can send you a picture of this. I just rolled another 12. So that's a 13.
You are just like, can I just say, people are like absolutely going nuts right now. Bonnie has been kind of like building up some heat with, like, she's been building up some audience over the past couple of weeks. She's still relatively fresh faced, but like people are really seeing what you're bringing to the table. Like you've been kind of this indie darling for a little while, and you're really proving why. So you get to choose. Do you want to add? Do you want to choose? I see what you did there. Do you want to gain 2 momentum or gain 1 heat with your opponent?
I'm gonna say 2 momentum.
2 momentum. Got it. Okay. You are still in control unless Cody wants to interrupt.
I don't have enough momentum to interrupt.
Okay.
But you can gain some. If you interrupt, you can gain some momentum if you start hitting some cool moves.
So what I'm
look how much momentum David's gained.
Hold on.
That's true. I guess I will interrupt then.
Okay. Yeah. I was figuring out a way to get it to you, but go ahead if you're going to interrupt.
Yeah, I'll interrupt.
How do you interrupt?
Think. Oh, I'm gonna go up to.
Same spot. Yeah.
Yeah. I go up to Blackeye.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And is there a garbage can?
Yes, there is.
You know it.
I put the garbage can over Blackeye's body and kick the garbage can as hard, in a feat of strength across the ring.
Yeah.
All right. I want you to roll plus. Let's have you roll plus real.
Oh, plus real, huh? Well,
yeah.
Can I change it to heat?
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's make it heat.
Oh, thank the Lord, because my real is
real shit.
Too.
I looked at your playbook.
All right, so that is a 7.
Cool. On a 7, you can retain control.
I'm sorry.
Transition to the next sequence. Or
it's an 8, but it doesn't matter.
Give your component. You can retain control and try another sequence, or give your opponent control and gain 1 momentum.
I'm gonna keep control of the scene. So as I kick Blackeye across the ring, still in the garbage can.
Fucking Oscar the Grouch.
I pull her out of the garbage can.
Oh no.
And I'm gonna do a muscle buster.
Oh god. Alright, please roll plus power.
Plus power? Alright. Let's see if good old okay. Let's see here. 7, 8, 9.
A 9. Okay. Same options as before. You can retain control, or you can give your opponent control and gain 1 heat.
I'm gonna take the heat.
Okay.
So I can get plus 4 heat with Blackeye.
Wait.
All right.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You can gain momentum if you give over control. I'm sorry. I read that wrong.
I mean, momentum's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I will take the momentum and give it to. Do I have to give it to Blackeye, or can I give it to?
You want.
Okay, then I give it to Mr. Collins.
Okay, so Mr. Collins, having had his wings ripped off, is not happy right now. And now Mr. Collins stands up and he attempts to do his finishing move, which is called Heavenly Creatures, where he does an elbow drop off of the top rope. He attempts to do it on Bonnie, and it lands. And we have 1, 2, but Bonnie is able to kick out. And he slams on the ground. He's not happy about this. He keeps going for Bonnie. So now he's gonna try to do a he tries to do a Northern Lights bomb. All these different things. Bonnie is just getting a lot of attention drawn on her at the moment, and so he's punching, he's kicking, he's like pulling on her hair, all of this stuff, and then out of from behind with a kendo stick is actually Kent Platt, who smacks over the head and goes, "That wasn't very gentlemanly," but then smacks you too because he's not sure what he's up to right now.
Beats the shit.
He's like halfway through a heel transition and he's not 100% sure.
He's feeling like, confused.
He's very confused right now. He got beat up. He wasn't fond of that. He kind of sees it as like maybe like repaying a favor, but then like immediately squandering that repaying the favor. And then he actually, so like at this point, Collins is like sitting in the corner and he looks incredibly dazed. So he goes for the pin, but Collins is able to kick out. He's able to kick out. So then, Kent goes for his finishing move, which is a frog splash from the top rope. Except that Collins is able to roll out of the way. And at that point, like, Kent rolls out and he's sitting along the sidelines and he's just trying so desperately hard to catch his breath again. And because he's out of the ring, there's no opportunity for him to get pinned. So, Rick decides that he's going to start, focusing his attention on Bonnie again. So he runs over and he starts punching you again. He starts punching and punching and punching. And then he runs over to pin her and punch. Okay. How do you interrupt?
Okay. So Rick is coming at me and he's just going for me, like, full MMA style, just like striking all the way. And so at this point, I'm sort of like turtled up almost, elbows on the rib cage, hands in front of the face, and then you hear her sort of let out this like otherworldly like roar and scream, and then she just like comes in and just like almost like counters his like. I'm feeling like Rick Collins is a fan of hooks. I don't know if that's the case, but it seems like he's a fan of the hooks and the haymakers. And then she just comes in like straight forward with these jabs and crosses, and then just like pops him back a little bit, and then eventually like catches him in the throat, and he like oh, and then she just like grabs his legs, scoops him up, and pops him down to the bottom. And then she yells out super loud, just like doesn't need a mic to reach most of the audience. And she yells out and she says, "There can be only one." And I want to use my babyface move.
Cool.
And add a stipulation to the match.
Okay.
And say that as she says that and like pops Rick Collins to the canvas as soon as she says that, like the like middle like 2/3 of the ring just sort of like raises up and the canvas rips, and now we're in a King of the Hill match.
Okay. Oh shit. Wowzers. Okay, so you have to spend 2 momentum to do that.
Yeah, I know. I know I'm down to, oh darn, now I'm only at 6.
Yeah. Well, just, we're just going to take a second real here. Boop, doop, doop. Okay. So, so you're challenging for the hill. Or no, you're on top of the hill, aren't you?
Well, I'm there with Rick. Like, we're both on there. I don't know
Okay.
where Pillar and Kent are from this perspective. I just thought this would be a good wrench to throw into your plans.
Yeah.
I like
sure.
it.
Okay. So, you have to get one of them off.
Okay.
So you have to throw Rick off.
I didn't realize that was the kind of show we were doing. I'm sure you'll cut that out, Cody.
Damn it.
No. All in, baby.
Okay. So, David, please roll 2d6.
Okay. What am I adding anything to it, or just 2d6?
It does not appear so.
It does not appear so. 10. Jesus Christ, my luck is good.
Okay, so on a 10 plus, you dominate, retain control, and pick one. You gain +2 momentum. You gain +1 heat with a wrestler who most threatens you. You knock a challenger over the top rope, eliminating them. Creative ticks down the timer by 1.
I'm gonna knock out Rick Collins.
Okay, so Rick Collins just like, and he starts smacking the ground, and he's like, I can't believe it.
I love his Mid-Atlantic accent.
Okay. You are in control. So
I want. Can I narrate how I did that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I got a cool idea. So she's on top of him, grappling style, just like throwing elbows and fists and knocking him out of the way, and then she just like forward rolls off of him, and then she has like hold of his head, and she just like pulls him forward off of that like raised platform, and half of his body sort of like goes in between the top rope and the middle rope, and it's like, and the announcers are sort of like, oh, you gotta get him over the top rope, and then she like buckles his knees and just like flips him over, and then grabs him and just like scoops him up over the top rope, so he like somersaults backwards off, and then just like slams onto the ground.
Oh, that's awesome. But
Yeah.
you hear some music playing in the distance. It's a nice little samba beat.
Okay.
So now that you've changed the stipulations and it's a King of the Hill match, who runs out but Martina Orico from Rio de Janeiro, Martina the Porcupine, and she comes and she is coming to take over the hill. Well, let's see here. You know what? I'm going to do something really quick. This is unconventional, but now that you've changed it to a freaking King of the Hill match.
Yeah, now that I totally fucked your plans.
Okay. So
I mean, I don't know that it cancels out. Like, it could still be a King of the Hill match and a violence match.
No, King of the Hill has totally different rules. She's starting
okay.
to climb up. She's starting to climb up the hill, but Mr. Pillar comes over, pulls him out, and takes control of the match.
Oh,
Pulls
all right.
pulls her down and takes control of the match.
Okay. So I'm gonna challenge. I guess I have to challenge for the hill, or
Yep.
I lose. That's how I understand that. So it's just a 2d6.
Yep, 2d6.
Okay. Well, all right. Okay, I got a 8.
An 8. Okay. So someone else sabotages your valiant climb up the hill, gain +1. You need to work with someone, choose another wrestler to become King of the Hill, but retain control of the match. I don't understand how this works at all.
So okay, I think I got it.
You get to pick one of the two. You can either sabotage, gain 1 heat,
Yeah.
or you can work with someone. Oh, so you can put somebody else on top, and then you retain control.
So Platt manages to take over the hill. So while I'm dealing with Blackeye Bonnie, From behind, Bonnie comes Platt and like sweeps you off of your feet.
All right.
And like you like hit the ground, and then as I go to like deal with him, he does the same thing. So both of us just fall over, and we're trying to hold onto the hill, and he's just sitting on top, making sure we're not on it. But I'm gonna try to roll again and see if I can change the outcome.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's a 6. So I'm going to spend a momentum to not botch this roll.
Got it.
Because...
What does that put you at momentum-wise, Cody?
1.
Okay, cool.
I'm down to 1 momentum.
Okay, so someone else sabotages you and you get +1 heat with them, or you need to work with someone, choose another wrestler to become king of the hill, but retain control of the match.
You know what? I try to get the upper hand on Platt, but Bonnie manages to basically like slap the side of my head or punch the side of my head, which causes me to like fall back down. But I'm gonna take that heat with Bonnie.
Okay. And
so I'm at +4 heat now.
And now I have control of the match.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the best way to run this kind of match is to just roll and then figure out what happens afterwards. So,
yeah,
away we go.
So, okay, this is a timed match, and we are now at 7.
Okay,
So,
that makes sense. That's a number 8.
Okay, are you the king of the hill currently?
No, Kent is. So,
yeah,
okay,
Kent Platt is.
So I'm going to work with the new wrestler who came in.
Okay. So you get +1 heat with Martina.
Got it.
Martina the Hedgehog is her wrestle name. Is
she wearing all blue?
Yeah.
Yep, she's rolling around at the speed of sound.
How
nice.
quickly does she move?
Go fast.
Surprisingly slow, given her gimmick.
Wow.
Yeah, right. It's weird. Okay, so you're working with her.
Yeah. So I'm working with her, and she's gonna end up on top.
Okay, so now Martina's at the top.
I guess since I retain control, I guess I have to figure out how that happens. So I feel like I slap Mr. Peller across the head, and he's like, "Oh darn." Probably doesn't actually say that, but that's what his body language is for all you listeners out there. And she like springs off of his back to like try and like tackle Kent Platt, but Kent Platt's just a fucking hunk of meat and just like face palms me and just like pops me down to the ground. And then he's going in to just like slip the leg and like go for an elbow drop. And then Martina comes in with this like high flying missile kick and just like pops Kent right off of the top. And I sort of like she like drops her hand down almost to like pick me up as we're both on top. And then like I take it and she just like fucking throws me off of the ring. And so now all three of us besides Martina are down on the bottom. And now we roll again and see what happens.
Yeah. And okay, I've read and reread the King of the Hill because I was not intending this. We're still gonna have you like choose a move from those like move lists.
Okay.
And apply that. So.
Oh, okay,
sorry.
Sure. No, that's okay.
Do this on the fly. So.
Yeah, no, it's. I did this to you. This was my fault.
I know.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. It's exciting. I would be entertained if I was watching at home.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay. So what's the move that you're doing?
So, since now there are rules to this match, I'm gonna slide out of the ring to my folded over motorcycle as Kent and Mr. Pillar contest to try and get up to the ring to Martina as I assume she's probably like vamping to the crowd. And the two big boys are just like throwing each other around. And I pull out a fucking tire iron from one of the like saddlebags, and I slip back into the ring right as 10 seconds comes out. And I'm gonna like aim to bash out one of Martina's knees with the tire iron.
Okay, so I want you to give me a plus real roll.
Okay. Yeah. Ho! My luck has turned around. That's a 4. However,
oh no!
I've got a shitload of momentum, so I think I might use some of that to try and keep this going here. Let me look at what this hardcore violence thing gets me. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna pop that up to a 7 by spending 3 momentum.
Okay. So, the crowd pops. Your opponent gains control of the match, and you pick one. Someone in the match gets injured. You gain +2 momentum. You gain +1 heat with your opponent.
I'm gonna injure Martina.
Okay. Martina goes down, and she just starts like wailing in pain. She's like, ah, oh my god, my leg. And at this point, the bell, you hear the bell.
Oh.
And out walk Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And they say, "This is enough. Bonnie, you've gone way over the line this time. We're calling this whole thing off. And you should all be ashamed of yourselves."
I lick the tire iron.
Oh boy.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Now, because Rick lost, that stipulation is still in place. So we're going to have a new Ring Regent tournament. But Bonnie, you are not allowed to participate in it.
Ooh.
And Mr. Pillar, you are the number 1 contender.
Oh yeah.
And then at that point, they walk off.
Hold on.
The audio. Yeah.
I run over to the announcer table and grab the mic.
Oh boy. Okay.
You don't want me to participate because you're afraid I'll win. You're afraid I'll beat your son and your golden boy, Rick Collins, and your number 1 pick, Mr. Pillar. Just call me fucking Samson. I'll bring the pillar down.
And I'm using Mouth of the People.
Nice. Yep. I assumed as such.
So I roll plus audience, which is currently +1.
Yep.
Whew. That's an 8. I'm going to spend 2 momentum to get it up to a 10.
Okay, so you gain +1 momentum.
All right.
And then you get to pick 2. So they shut the hell up right now. You get booked in a match with them, and you gain +1 heat with them. So there you go.
I'm going to do they shut the hell up right now, and you get booked in a match with them. You can interpret what that means.
Okay. Then
nice.
The two of them say, "You want to book a match with us? At a disadvantage?" Well, and Mrs. Smith starts to laugh a little bit, and she goes, "Well, of course, we get to choose owners to." And Mr. Smith stops. No, my dear. She did say us specifically. And he starts to unbutton his shirt, and as he pulls it back, you just see this ripped old man.
Yeah.
And he
Love
goes,
it.
It looks like this is going to be a match next time. And then we start rolling the credits that don't exist on wrestling shows. And that is it for this week of FWIW. So,
Hell
you,
yeah.
thank you, fellas.
That rules.
That was good. I like that.
Sorry about that little King of the Hill confusion, but
Don't be sorry. It's my fault.
yeah. No, it's fine, man.
I liked it. It was fun though.
But yeah, hey guys, that was my first time DMing.
Yeah.
Really?
Woo.
First time ever?
Yeah, first time ever.
That was great.
We were saving it for this very special moment.
Yeah, no, you did great.
Well, thank you. Do we want to do any like wrap up stuff or anything? I don't know.
You know what? Yeah, let's do it for this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us and going through the motions of worldwide wrestling. First and foremost, our guest, if you have any shout outs that you would like to do, self promotion and whatnot, hit us up with that. If not, we can get to the nitty gritty.
Oh goodness. Well, that I have a whole lot going on in the self-promotion bank at the moment. I mean, I guess you can follow me on like Twitter at Ballin Comics. Ballin's Balan. That's my last name.
Hell yeah.
All one word. Yeah, I should. I have an Instagram of the same tag. Haven't updated in a long while, but new things are coming soon.
I like it.
Awesome.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you guys so much for listening and enjoying the experience of our first ever one shot with a guest. This was pretty wild.
It's been an experience, man.
If you're looking for more content like this in the tabletop role-playing game universe, you can go to our website at www.fandomroulette.com, where we have all sorts of new shows coming out for this new push. We got you're familiar with the one shot if you're here, but we've got the Nerdy Affair, we got Worldsmithing, and
Lore Masters Investigations.
of course I would forget
Lore
Masters Investigations. Thank you.
We all got it.
Yeah.
No.
I listen to this show.
Yeah.
Why? Ha 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 ha! Podcast
Hey!
joke. It's a classic podcast joke.
It is a classic podcast bit, but yeah, we are all over the place. If you check out our website, you find that we're pretty much on everything: iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, Spotify, YouTube, all that stuff. If you like just nerdy content in general, definitely check out the website. Please like, rate, review, subscribe, hit the bell if you're on YouTube. That helps us grow and progress and do more of these fun activities for you, the audience. But yeah, that's all I got for the Fandom Roulette promotion. Thank you guys so much, and
thank you guys so much for listening to Fandom Roulette One Shot, and signing off for Fandom Roulette One Shot. This is Joe,
and I'm Cody,
and I'm David.
And as always, stay nerdy.
Stay super nerdy.